The Mi4 series of phones have been leading the charge for many months for Xiaomi as their flagship offerings. However, with the recently announced Mi 5 now taking on that mantle, can the Mi4S still offer a viable alternative for the budget conscious buyer? Let's find out. Let's talk tech. Design-wise, Xiaomi have not broken any molds with the 4S. In fact, they've played it quite safe, but that doesn't mean it's not a nice looking phone and that it doesn't feel premium. All of the design tick boxes are there, like the chamfered edges, glass back and aluminium frame. It's not a bad looking phone, it's just not original. But then, what phone is nowadays? Navigating around the phone, we see at the bottom is the USB Type-C charging port flanked by two speakers, of which only one is an actual speaker. On the right hand side we have the power button and the volume rocker keys. On the top we have the 3.5mm jack and IR blaster. On the left we have the SIM tray, which requires a tool for removal. And finally on the back we have the 16 megapixel camera and dual LED flash, and just below that you can see the fingerprint scanner. Not forgetting the front of the phone, there's also a 5 megapixel front facing camera, and at the bottom of the phone are three backlit capacitive buttons. These are the home button, the back button and also the multitasking button. Before entering the hardware arena, Xiaomi cut their teeth on an Android custom ROM called MIUI, and this has become their proprietary OS for their hardware. Having been in development for so many years now, it offers an exceptional user experience and is definitely one of the positives for the Mi4S. Functions like virus scanner, trash cleaning utilities are all baked into the OS, so there's no need for additional downloads, and because it's baked in, it runs very smoothly and works very well. MIUI also comes with an extensive theming engine for those who like to change the look of their phone regularly, much like myself. An example of a theme can be seen on screen now, and this is one of the more sort of extravagant themes that are available via the Mi Store. All of this customization and knowledge around the interface leads to what is a very smooth and lag-free experience when navigating the phone on a day-to-day basis. It's little things as well, like the ability to record your phone calls when you make an outgoing call. This is built into the dialer, and it's little things like this that make all the difference. But what else is good about the phone? What about the display? The display is generally very good too, with clear crisp colours and excellent contrast. Viewing angles are also good, but do show some signs of colour degradation at extreme angles, but then this is the same with many panels nowadays. The screen is reasonably bright, but falls a little short of the market leaders. That being said, it's very usable in all but bright daylight conditions, so all in all, a good screen. So let's talk about the cameras. We have a 5 megapixel front facing camera for all your selfie needs and a 16 megapixel rear facing camera, which is obviously your main camera. Performance wise, the rear shooter takes perfectly acceptable shots in most conditions and very good shots in ample lighting conditions. Low light performance does suffer some, but then that's the same with most camera phones, and unfortunately is an ailment of the size of the sensor. Where the camera does excel though is in its software. Again, it's testament to the MIUI team and how they've been able to refine the camera interface over time. So the usual fun filters are present, along with shooting modes like panorama and tilt and shift. But it's the inclusion of manual mode that I really like. Control over settings like ISO, white balance, and the inclusion of focus peaking is a great addition for someone wanting to get the best out of the camera. Video footage is also reasonably good, and I've included some sample footage for your perusal. The fingerprint sensor is superb on the Mi4S. My reference point is the Samsung Galaxy S6, which has the fingerprint sensor located on the front. Xiaomi have chosen to place their sensor on the back, and as a result it just feels more natural and responsive. I'll perform a comparison test in the near future between the different manufacturers' fingerprint sensors so we can get a feel for how they've implemented it. Just as a related note, Xiaomi allow 5 fingerprints to be registered to the device, so you're not restricted to just one hand effectively. For those who like their games, you can feel confident that the Mi4S will hit the mark. I found graphically intensive games like Dead Trigger 2 and Asphalt 8 Airborne run really well with little to no hint of slowdown. So with that in mind, you have no need to worry about running games like Candy Crush Saga or Clash Royale for that matter. And finally, I really like that you have a hybrid SIM tray which allows either 2 SIM cards at the same time. So when you're travelling, for example, you can put in a foreign SIM card, or you can put in a micro SD card and a SIM card, so you can expand the storage as and when the requirement is there. So what else stands out about the Mi4S? Well, battery life is excellent and the speaker is superb too, even though there's only one of them. So let's talk about the things that aren't so good. Well, the same speaker that I mentioned previously is very easy to cover, and if you do that, it's game over for the sound, as it becomes very muffled and hard to discern anything. The last negative is that these handsets are not sold directly in Europe, and so importing is the only real option. However, if you can find a reputable reseller, then it's relatively painless. Personally, I recommend ibuygou.com, hopefully I said that right, who I've used in the past, and I'll put a link in the description for them. I actually got my last order within 2 days, which is pretty phenomenal when you consider local post can take that long. So in conclusion, there's a lot to like about the Mi4S, with it offering a great feature set at a very affordable price. Sure, it's no longer a flagship phone for Xiaomi in terms of the latest and greatest spec sheet, but it is exceptionally well made and a great all-rounder. So if you like this video, please click on the related button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't hesitate to leave a comment, but be gentle, this is my first video and so I am learning. So until next time, take care and see you in the next video.